Good evening and welcome back to the Great Pacific Northwest and to Salem, Oregon for tonight's TBL action as the Salem Capitals welcome back the Vancouver Volcanoes to the Salem Armory Auditorium as the Caps make their final homestand of the regular season. The Caps are coming into tonight's contest on a 2-game winning streak after beating Seattle on the 18th and the Jaguars last night in Eugene. The Caps are 12-9 on the season, currently third place in the standings in the Pacific Northwest, and have a small 2 percentage point lead for that third place against the Great Falls Electric. The Caps are looking to continue tonight their winning streak with head coach Kevin Johnson Jr. leading from the bench, and the Caps have Alan Billinger Jr. and Preston Whitfield on the floor being the vital components to get the team moving. The matchup with Vancouver is a heated rivalry game, while last game is getting chippy very early in the matchup. This game is huge as the Capitals' playoff implications are on the line. The Volcanoes are coming in with a 14-4 overall record and are sitting atop the conference, but has Seattle nipping at their heels for the top spot for the playoffs. The recent addition of former Capital player Vince Bowman has really helped Vancouver stay atop the conference. The fans are here, the players are ready. It's time for Salem Capitals basketball. Tonight's keys for the game for Vancouver: they need to stop the combination of AB3 and Preston. They need to box out the big man, the rim rocker, Kyler Kelly, and they need to play smart offensive basketball. And as for the Capitals, they need to play big man basketball. Kyler needs to get in Vince's face the entire game and not give Vince easy baskets. High percentage shooting, make sure you're shooting the shots in your count, and keep the emotions in check since last game almost a fight broke out. Our players to watch tonight: for Vancouver, number 33, Vince Bowman, averaging 17.8 points per game, 2 assists and 11 rebounds. And for your Capitals, number 11, Preston Whitfield, scoring 22 points per game, 2 assists and 3 rebounds.
In the Salem Armory, we welcome you to the final weekend of the regular season for the Basketball League, as tonight the Vancouver Volcanoes visit the Salem Capitals. 2 home games remain for the Capitals. Filling in for Chris Johnson, I'm Ryan Goff alongside Tim Black. It's one thing to have the final weekend mean so much. Salem kind of controls its own destiny getting to the playoffs, but it's another thing when you're facing a rival like Vancouver. These two teams haven't had a chance to play since mid-April. Rivalry game, everything on the line. How stoked are you for this game tonight?
Man, I'm extremely stoked, especially when you have in your hands your destiny. It's nothing better than that, than to play basketball with your destiny in your hands against your rival, everything on the line. I expect both teams right now to give us their greatest games of the year.
It can be emotional. Can the teams keep their cool? Salem's won 2 of the 3 matchups this season. As we mentioned, haven't had a chance to play one another since the middle point of the season. Vancouver comes in atop the standings, and Salem has to win tonight and on Sunday to control their own destiny to be one of those 3 teams into the postseason. It should be a lot of fun. There should be high emotions, and of course, fantastic basketball in this community culture that is Salem Capitals hoops. inside the Salem Armory. They're wearing the graffiti set tonight, back to the streets on costume night. So as you look around, not only the players and the coaches, but the fans all donning costumes tonight. It's going to be just a really cool atmosphere for games. Let's head over to General Draco for tonight's starting lineups.
Number 33, a former Salem Capital, Vincent Bowman. Number 22, Carson Newsom. And number 21, Tyshawn Pickett. At number 4, Elijah Ford. At number 2, Rashawn Coleman. The Vancouver Volcanoes coaching staff, Curtis Hill, Calvin Hampton, and former Capitals player, Tyler West. And now for your Salem Number 15, Taylor Webster. Number 11, Preston Whitfield. Number 10, Mo Smith. And number 7, Paul Tapper. Number 6, Valentine Booth. Number 2, Donald Lawrence. And number 1, Tyree Price. And now, your starting lineup for your Salem Capitals. Number 14, Salem Medical. Number 12, Jamil Tolbert. And number 8, Devontae Cleveland. And the big man in the middle, number 5, the Rim Rocker, Tyler Kelly. And number 3, the pride of Illinois, Alex Dillinger. The head coach of your Salem Capitals, Kevin Johnson Jr. and Bo Rinker.
Kevin Johnson Jr., the head coach of the Capitals, coming with a 12-9 record in third place. It's based on winning percentage to get in the postseason. And Kevin Johnson, the former standout at Humboldt State, now known as Cal Poly Humboldt. The Hall of Famer was best dressed recently on the Instagram for TBL, looking out for the fit as we head over to the national anthem for tonight.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets wrecked the land of thirsty in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Set for Vancouver and Salem. The Capitals hosting the Volcanoes. Again, control your destiny. And you look at the whole book on the season for Salem, Tim. 6 straight wins, end of March into early April. And then you had this skid where over the course of the next 12 games from there, they lost 7 of 9 against teams not the Emerald City Jaguars, currently working at the bottom of the standings. 2 different chapters, and then you control your own destiny. How do you write the final chapter into the playoffs?
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of a season, no matter what sport you play. You know, what's the quote or the saying? It's not how you start the season, it's how you finish. And that's classic for right now. They literally control their destiny. They have a tall task ahead of them tonight because they're going against a team in the Vancouver Volcanoes who are one of the top teams of scoring in the Pacific Northwest, if not the first. And so they're going to have to play some defense tonight. It's about who's going to get stopped, you know, and if it comes down to that, you roll the ball out, I stop my man in front of me, hey, that's a good night for us.
You saw in the open Chris Johnson talking about stopping AB3 and Preston. That's Vancouver's mission. And then, like you said, Volcanoes put up a ton of points, 6 in all of TBL at 117 per game. Vancouver wearing the white unis, and you have Salem rocking the graffiti sets and a chance to give this home crowd a couple of victories. They'll take on Emerald City coming up on Sunday. We're on the air at 3 p.m. Tip-off scheduled at that time. We invite you to check out SalemCapitalsBasketball.com for tickets as the Capitals won in Eugene against Emerald City 109-72 yesterday. Last game for the Volcanoes at Emerald City as well, a 139-69 victory. You see the Sharks circling the waters just a second ago. The costume, the first thing I walked into was one of the players wearing a Santa Claus top, and then I saw the Shark. And it was like, oh, costume night is on. The Ox Box is rocking. Everyone's dressed up. And we have the honorary captain taking a seat so the tip can be controlled at center circle. Vincent Bauman set to jump it up against Kyler Kelly. And we'll start it over.
Yeah, that was a quick jump ball. You got to allow the official to get the ball up into the air.
Anthony Ford's like, give me a little bit of space. The official tosses it up in the air. Awkward, but we're started. And Vancouver goes to work, like you said, a potent offense. And the ball in the hands of Coleman. Averaging about 12.7 points per game. Feed it off to the left side. Nice help in there for Kai. Redirected the shot for a moment. No go for Bowman. Capitals' first try. Get the game's first points going to the near side, the mask on the face of Devontae Cleveland. Now AB3 out on the right side. Billinger tosses over the cover on the left baseline for 2.
That's what makes Billinger so tough. His ability to turn down a screen, get to the paint. Paint touches for them tonight, for the Capitals tonight, are going to be super important.
Aduakor the first points for the Capitals. Opening quarter. Intensity from Cleveland out on the left wing. Backdoor cut. And the scoop underhands goes through for Ford to tie it at 2 apiece.
This is what Vancouver does. You just look at their lineup out there. They're a big team right now. That's why one of the keys, as we see Billinger get to the paint, thought there was an offensive goaltending, but it wasn't. But we have to defend in the paint and play big. That was one of the keys tonight.
Ford was the one who got back to that shot into the post. Right side, off balance. Pickett hits the deck hard. The game's first foul is called. Along with Anthony Ford, Alex Boss, and Scott McInnes. Cleveland called for the first foul.
You look at the
Calvin Hampton, the head coach, titles associate head coach, Oregon State alumnus back from 2005 to 2010, and a former player who directs this player personnel for Vancouver. That, I mean, you're going 14-4. You've won 14 to 18 games this season. You're going to get in the playoffs, but furthermore, I mean, that's just a really stout season.
That is. Whenever you can rack up double-digit wins, no matter what, it says something good about you. And you just see right now their game plan is to get the ball low, and they're looking like a very confident team, and they're focusing on getting the ball into the paint, and that's the signs of a successful team there.
Going into Bowman out of his reach, 17.8 points per game. Cross up, ball free, and a tie-up. Looks like Newsom going to jump it up left side. Nice extra effort in a 2-2 game so far. You have EJ, that DJ playing the tunes, posted up on the left side of the Ox box above the Vancouver bench. EJ's been playing those tunes over a lot of the Oregon Black Bears games, new Arena Football League team in town. And it looks like Newsom had a free lane to grab that jump ball. Vancouver looking for its first lead, forward to the rim. And Kai was there for a little bit of help defense. Transition, long 2 is splashed through. The bucket for Billinger.
That's what happens. Good defensive possessions, and we get out onto the break. Billinger can pull up and shoot with the best of them.
Look into Bowman. Be a good battle with Kelly all night tonight. Tries to go up and under. Able to tie it back at 4 apiece. Some of the scores, 130 to 112. Last meeting, Vancouver lost, allowed 130 to Salem. Kai, another baseline cut. Good work on the end line so far.
That is, and I think for the Capitals, working it inside and out, not relying so much and putting so much pressure on Billinger to create it all, but get it to his guys and let them work, and his stuff will open up as well.
Bowman had a first try at it. Looks like Kai is down on the baseline. 3 from the near side, no good by Ford, and the whistle allows Kelly to get to his feet and walk over to the Capitals bench, but he is hunched over. 9:07, bad sign for the Capitals. They're up 2. But we'll see how Kyler Kelly's doing with 9:07 left in the first on TBL TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing tonight?
See what happens here to Kyler Kelly. He gets the ball. That's great action where you're drawing 2. Kelly knows to step away when his man helps, dive to the basket, and you get him the basketball anywhere around that paint. That's 2 points.
You have 2 for Billinger, 2 for Kelly, 2 for Aduakor so far. They step aside, come back with more. Capitals up by 2 on TBL TV.
Mountain Coast Electric is a proud sponsor of the Salem Capitals and does residential and commercial electrical work throughout the Willamette Valley. If you have an electrical job, they will get it done. Visit them at mountaincoastelectric.com. Remodeling by Classic Homes is a family-owned and operated remodeling and new home construction company based in the Salem-Keizer area, serving you for over 20 years. We make it better than new with the classic touch. Visit them at remodelkeizer.com. Pretty Good Printing is a family-owned and operated print shop based in Salem, Oregon, offering art and photo prints, invitations and stationery, marketing materials, signs and banners, and so much more. Find us at prettygoodprinting.com. We don't like to brag, but we're pretty good.
Six-4 lead for Salem early. So far, Vancouver's 2 of 8 from the field. Meanwhile, Salem's been able to put in 3 of 4 as Kelly stays in the game out of the timeout. Good sign for Salem. Go back to work and drive into the rim. AB3, the biggest lead of the game so far.
We said it early, you and I, we said it, man. Listen, when KB3 gets to the paint, good things happen.
So far, 4 points for Billinger. Right back to Bowman. Been kept in check so far, just 2 points, but Kelly draws his first foul.
Kelly is not happy about that call. But what I like right now from the Capitals is their energy defensively. You know, I saw on the perimeter aggressive play, icing the pick and roll, and that means, for people who don't know what icing the pick and roll means, push the ball handler away from the pick and roll to the sideline, and that shows me that they're engaged and ready to go.
Such a unique venue in sports. This is a building built in the 1960s. The Salem Armory hosted state title matchups for the OSAA from the late 70s to the late 90s, but you get that U shape with all the seats, and then the aux box on the stage can get real rowdy as Bowman splits the free throws. 3-point Capitals lead. Make it 6.
Drive and kick, the oldest form of basketball known to us. All right, great work. Keep it on.
You know, pick and roll's going to have something to say about that. You're going to get a call here in a second, but we'll see plenty of that tonight, I imagine, too. But we've gone from the baseline to a little bit of drive penetration work, trying to get it down low. Still Vancouver, even though that was a nice drive by Newsom. You have Billinger now to the far side. Cleveland, 3 in the corner. That one's off the mark. Tolbert almost got another triple for the Capitals. An 11-5 edge for Salem. 4 minutes off the opening quarter clock. And a blocking foul with Cleveland going to the ground. That's 2 now on Cleveland.
You know, the Capitals will take that. Coach Johnson will take that. Trying to get position, trying to anticipate. Picked up a foul, but the energy, that energy translates and is infectious to the rest of the team.
Got the red tie. It was a checkerboard jacket that got KJ the best dressed on the TBL Instagram. Bowman muscles to the rim, and it's an offensive foul. Kelly that time got one back.
See, that's what happens. You have the first blocking call out on the perimeter. You know, when the officials are looking at it, it was a questionable call, and then Kai in the paint does the same thing. Boom, they get it, and we're off to the races. Let's go.
Got the Cherry Blossoms wearing pink capes tonight, dancing on the sidelines. They were joined by the Oregon Black Bears cheerleaders in the pregame. Jumper just off the mark. Vancouver gets a stop. 7:21 remaining opening quarter. Salem needs wins, control the destiny. You don't want to put it in someone else's hands. Great Falls trailing. Salem in the standings. Bowman spinning to the rim. Right-handed baby hook drops.
Yeah, big move by Bowman right there, using his body. He probably outweighs Kai a little bit, 20, 30 pounds. Soft touch under the basket.
Billinger drives it left, starts back inside, then cuts down the edge of the lane, narrowly missed the layup. Coleman out and running for Vancouver. Volcanoes have trailed the entire time so far, and to the right side narrows it to 2.
If you look at the game so far, point guards are controlling the tempo. Both of them are able to get into the paint, get shots, get their teammates involved. That's a focal point for both defenses.
Had a chance to talk to members of the Salem coaching staff says they do like offensively to get things set up in the half court, make a team play defense. Right now, Vancouver is getting some baskets on the transition game. Off a stop, right side, Newsom to the high post, fires a pass, Bowman down low, and Pickett can't get it to drop left side.
It might not show up in the stat sheet, but Kai, so we see a 3 off the mark. Kai is able to just change shots, and you might not get 10 blocks a game, but if you're able to change shots, that is affecting the offensive possessions.
Timeout on the floor. 5:57 to go. Salem 11 and Vancouver 9. And a big game for both teams. Vancouver trying to go to 15-4. And Salem trying to get in the playoffs as the Cherry Blossoms take the floor at the Salem Armory.
Whoa, ladies, we're gonna do the dance I taught you. DJ, spin it. What's up, Dallas? What's up? What's up, Dallas? What's up, Dallas? Jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. What's up, San Antonio? What's up? What's up, San Antonio? What's up, San Antonio? Jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. What's up, Austin? What's up? What's up, Austin? What's up? Austin, jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. What's up, Houston? What's up? What's up, Houston? What's up? Houston, jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. Ladies and gentlemen, your Salem Capitals showing Boston!
5:57 to go in the first. Salem 11, Vancouver 9. It's been a tight game so far.
Salem Capitals, Billinger and Maduakor leading the charge offensively for the Capitals. And then the Volcanoes, you have Vincent Bowman with 5 points right now. Those are the 3 players you want to keep an eye on. But the tempo is up for grabs. Sometimes we're seeing both teams run in transition, and sometimes they're slowing it down. I think just the beginning of this game, that's how it always goes, just trying to find your mark. How are we going to beat this team? I will say I believe we're going to see it slow down here soon and then go into specific players.
19 points, 9 assists to Emerald City yesterday for Billinger. Yeah, Maduakor finished with 10 rebounds, been leading the team all year at just under 7 per game. But right now, Vancouver just trailed the entire game, has a chance to tie it up, maybe take the lead. 6 on the shot clock, and a good feed down low. Pickett dropped it off to 4, ties it up at 11 apiece. That's the third tie, the opening 6 minutes. Answer, 3 out of the corner. That one rattles through. Preston Whitfield gets the bucket.
If we see Preston Whitfield catch fire or get going, things will change drastically in this basketball game.
Kelly able to keep it inbounds, but it goes all the way to Pickett at the top. Thought about shooting it. Now the big guy does. Kelly able to get the center circle rebound. Second on the team, Whitfield at 44% three-point shooting. Maduakor into the paint. 5-minute mark of the first. 3 left side. Tolbert skirts off so far. Salem 1 of 5 from deep. 14-11 lead. Fire into Bowman. And banging down low. Yeah, Tolbert getting in the way. Salem, far corner. Tee it up for Tolbert.
The most dangerous person on the floor is the one with the basketball. Right now, the Volcanoes, they're complaining about a foul not called on Bowman. And what happens? Bowman doesn't run back on defense. It's a 5-on-4 situation. And the Capitals take advantage of it with the corner 3. Technical foul as well. Points on the board.
So Whitfield goes to the free throw line. coincidentally didn't play yesterday because of a suspension for accumulated technicals, now gets a chance. Hit a shot, averaging 21.6 per game and an 86% free throw shooter. Drops the front end. And that's the largest lead for Salem at a 7-point clip, 4:36 left in the first.
And Salem is doing this when Whitfield was on the bench. He wasn't in the game, so his entrance into this game can give them a boost offensively.
Already playing without Isaiah Gentry, has been injured for Salem. So that's 17 points per game out of the lineup. They whistled Bowman for the technical foul, not a team foul. Right now, Salem has 3, 1 for Vancouver. Shot clock back to 14 on the kick near side. Look at those outfits. Got Bo Rinker and the Charlie Brown, and Gentry was the one I saw wearing the Santa Claus top.
Yeah.
Keep it on the Vancouver side with 8 to shoot.
I'll say I like Christmas in May, March, June, April. I like Christmas every month if we could have it.
Although those pants are reading Grinch to me just a touch.
Yeah.
You don't want to wear that color green. You can get that chroma keyed out nowadays on social media.
Right,
You can make them wearing anything on the bottom. Foul out on the far side. That's the 4th on the Capitals. Fresh face with Zeke Quinlan in. Played for Seattle last year. Goes to the line an 87% free throw shooter.
Zeke is actually a coach here in the Beaverton area. No, we're down in Salem now, but up in the Beaverton area, he's a coach for Southridge High School, an assistant coach for Southridge High School. I used to coach him in high school on the AAU circuit, so it's good to see him out on the floor still keeping the dream alive.
Good for 21 points per game. Right now, Vancouver, a little bit of a rut. Close the gap down to the third tie at 11 apiece. Since then, Salem's gone on a 7-0 run, and the free throws don't change things for Quinlan. Final 4 of the first quarter. Kick right side. Tolbert wanted another one. That one's short. You get Kelly with the second try. One-on-one driving left. Whitfield checked at the rim. Nice recovery by Marcus Golder. First time we've called his name, the Portland State alumnus. And Tolbert misses a 3 left wing. Coleman to the rack, squeezing through, and Kai came through late for the check.
That's what Kai brings. If you're driving to the paint, you have to finish it because Kai is lurking and he will block those shots.
Backcourt foul on Coleman. First personal, second team foul, but that's why Kelly's been so good. 4 blocks per game, a team high this season. I wouldn't be surprised if Kelly's already matched his season average tonight.
But you just see Kelly, he's just running. And if you're dribbling the basketball and you're not aware of who's around you, he has 4 blocks. That was his 4th block. He will block that shot, and you just look at his arms along. He's tall, easy to get to it.
Able to pass it back out on top, and AB3 drops another triple. The 4th of the game for the Capitals' first double-digit lead.
Yeah, AB's in control this first quarter. He feels good. Layups are going. Threes are going. He's the motor.
7 points right now for Billinger. Baseline look. Kelly there to defend again. Contested the picket try. And it's off of Quinlan out of bounds. Vancouver's been stuck at 11 points for well over a minute and a half, if not 2.
Well, Vancouver's actually getting good looks. I mean, if you look at that last play right there, the ball gets passed directly under the basket. Guys are just missing shots, and they're not missing shots because they're not good. It's Kai, his long arms, forcing them to change.
It's a 3-minute drought right now for Vancouver. Right wing, 5 on the drive, showing on the shot clock. Another Vancouver foul. You got AB3 low to the ground, and when you start driving through the trees, how does that help? How does that hurt when you have such low center of gravity?
Well, if you're a big and you're trying to defend that one, you can't get down that low. So you have to make a decision of force him left, force him right, drop coverage, which is what they're trying to do a little bit. Defensively, give him a little leeway. But the thing is, the guard, whoever the guard is that is guarding a player like AB, is responsible for keeping him out of the paint.
Villager made the first. Second one's in as well. 12-point Capitals lead. 12-0 run since the 5:47 mark. 2.5 to play in quarter number 1. Newsom navigating some room. Pickett from the top ends the drought.
There's that classic pick and roll offense. Turned down the pick, went to the paint, forced someone to help, found his guy.
With about 3.5 minutes without points, Vancouver trails by 9. Dama Lawrence in. Throws it right side. 31-year-old Lawrence. Out to the far side. Whitfield off balance. 3 off the mark. Kelly got knocked to the ground. But Vancouver just going 4-on-4. Quinlan missed it and flushed back by Golder for his first points.
Golder lurking, seeing Quinlan get to the paint. All he needed to do was get it up on the rim. Put back dunk.
What a crossover. Billinger. That one rattles off, no good, along 2. And off of Lawrence, out of bounds.
I just look on the floor right now at Billinger, and just the look on his face. Any move he does, the defense is biting on it. He's confident, he's happy, he's excited, he's in a good place. Don't be surprised if you see him reel off a couple more before this quarter's over.
Kick away with 1:31 left in the first. Lawrence had a chance to watch him play for the first time earlier this year. Face mask off of him, but now Cleveland's wearing it. They've gone through a rotation of injuries. Capitals with the steal. Nice touch pass. Whitfield got it over to Kai.
That just seemed scripted to me, like it was too perfect. He gets a steal, goes away, quick back.
Paul Hafford out there too, the 40-year-old for Salem, up near the left block, guarding the left wing. 3 from the opposite wing, no good. And again, he had Golder flying through for the putback, but a foul is called. Over the back, first foul on Golder, 4th team foul.
Golder attacks the rim. You just look at this. Gets the steal, the ball comes back to him, and Kai, he's so athletic, even at his size, running the floor. And if you're a big and you run down the middle of the floor, good things will happen for you and your team.
Whitfield with AB3. Kelly, Hafford, and you have Lawrence out in the far corner. Head fake, Whitfield hammered Pickett. Recovered to get the foul with under a minute to play. Salem looks to go back up double figures.
That's why coaches will tell you when you get to the paint, get to 2 feet. His ability, Whitfield's ability to get to the paint and get to 2 feet, forced the defense into a help side position, feeling like they could block the shot, and he was just smart enough, feeling the pressure to pump fake, get his defender off his feet.
Nothing but good things to say about Kevin Johnson, the head coach for Salem, about what he's been able to do for this team. It's a team that has never missed the playoffs, as Tyreek Price in for the first time, playing in his 22nd game of the season. That's what fans expect, and it's one thing to have such a great community focus like the Capitals do. That's apparent. You can have great community focus if you haven't won a game all year, but the difference is it's not only this community focus, filling out the Ox box, getting people to come for fun family entertainment, but you do it and you're making the playoffs to boot.
Right, yes. You want to get people here, and to have success is just the icing on the cake right there, and that's exactly what they're doing here in Salem.
Caleb Coleman drops it down to Newsom. Nice patient to avoid the block. Dama went up for it. 9-point Capitals lead. Salem has not trailed. Game was tight early, and then Salem went on a 12-0 run. Final 30 seconds in the opening quarter. Hafford playing his final season. Bounces to the middle. Picked off Rashawn Coleman. Ahead to Caleb Coleman, but couldn't find it. It's an awkward timing. Instead, Whitfield for 3 off the front of the rim. That would have been a 5-point swing. Golder all the way grabbed onto, and Whitfield whistled for the foul.
Tempo picked up. Both teams trying to get easy opportunities in transition. We'll see if Marcus Golder can complete the 2 points here, but he's one that you don't want to see take off. He has the ultimate green light on his basketball club, and if you can stop him, and when you think about it, we look at it, the Volcanoes have 7 guys averaging double figures. If you can knock out 2 or 3 of those guys in the double figure column, good things will happen.
Leading scoring team in the Pacific Northwest, and as you pointed out, Golder's at 24 per game, Quinlan's at 21. Those two off the bench tonight.
Yep.
Far side, pulls up with one. Whitfield splashes it through. And the Capitals take a 9-point lead into the second quarter. It's not must win, but it's if we win, we don't have to worry about anything else. Final weekend of the regular season, end of the first quarter. Salem Capitals 29, Vancouver Volcanoes 20 on TBL TV.
Today's Sideline Sports Medicine is provided by the Physical Therapy Project located in downtown Salem. The PT Project is designed with the athlete in mind. At our beautiful facility, you will receive exceptional, high-quality, individualized care from experienced providers. If you want a premier physical therapy and performance therapy experience, go where the pros go. Visit theptproject.net to learn more. That's theptproject.net. The Physical Therapy Project, the official physical therapy and sports medicine provider of the Salem Capitals. Come bring your families down to the Rec. We are the #1 bowling alley in the Willamette Valley 3 years in a row. The Rec by Valor, mentoring way more than a bowling alley. From birthday parties, corporate events, a restaurant, live stage, after-school programming, video game tournaments, arcade games, and much, much more. Visit them at welcometotherec.com. Dalkey Construction is a 4th-generation, family-owned commercial general contractor. They specialize in excavation site work, concrete, carpentry, and painting. Contact them for a free estimate on your commercial project. Build with Dalkey, your vision, their purpose. Visit Dalkey Construction at dalkeconstruction.com. Jackson's Body Shop, having celebrated 65 years, is a 3rd-generation, local, family-owned and operated collision repair business serving Salem, Kaiser, and the surrounding communities. Jackson's Body Shop works with the state-of-the-art equipment, and they work for you, the vehicle owner. Jackson's Body Shop has built their reputation based on integrity. At Jackson's Body Shop, they like to say, give us your keys, you'll be pleased. Visit them today at jacksonsautobody.com.
Back in Salem, Capitals lead by 9, start of the second quarter. With Tim Black, I'm Ryan Goff, filling in for Chris Johnson.
Today's Sideline Sports Medicine is provided by the Physical Therapy Project, located in downtown Salem. The PT Project
Normally when we say big man basketball, we expect them to just pound the ball down low, 2, 3, 4, 5 dribbles. That's not the case. Kai, he has been extremely active on the defensive end, just altering shots. That's huge. That's big man basketball. That's what you want to do. And then he gets out and goes, and you have players that are looking for him as he's cutting down the paint. He's getting offensive rebounds, things of that nature. He has 5 blocks right now, and that has set the tone and the tempo for his ball club.
29-20, Salem up, start of the second quarter. And Vincent Bowman for the Volcanoes, fairly quiet, not out to start the second quarter. Neither is Kelly. Those two resting somewhat in unison. Valentine Boozer out, though, for Salem. As Capitals go back to work offensively. Price over to Boozer. 1 to shoot, and Whitfield in trouble. Heaves it up. Damo got it, but not before the shot clock expired. Turnover by the Capitals. Hafford, the 5th on the floor for Salem in the graffiti units.
You just see the intensity of the Volcanoes coming into the second quarter, recognizing that their defense needs to pick up. And so for the Capitals, moving that basketball around, quick decisions will help them get good looks at the basket.
Newsom spun, working in off the right elbow, and Price, a nice recovery. Then a little extra piece of the ball, enough to make the travel happen. And so a turnover by Vancouver, 6th of the game. They had 5 in the first, shot 32%. Kevin Johnson ditched the jacket. His team shooting 43%, including 4 3-pointers made. Hafford had it poked free. Stolen by Golder. Foot race. And a foul on the reach-in by Boozer.
Golder's being active defensively. We already saw him have 2 putback dunks, only 1 counted, but he's just being active. He recognized what his team needed coming into the basketball game, and he's doing it defensively and then on the offensive boards as well.
You talked about Vancouver being the top scoring team in the Pacific Northwest, one of the top 6 in all of TBL, but they're also best in Northwest shooting percentage at 51%, best in the Northwest in rebounds at 44 per game. Tonight, a 32% shooting night. Definitely an odd start for Vancouver.
Yeah, definitely an odd start, but I attribute that to just the intensity of the Capitals here. And the Capitals might not get steals, might not get blocks, but they're just active, and that changes things.
Yeah, the blocks have been huge for Kelly, but again, you do a lot of that work when you're the team's best shot blocker against the Vancouver front court. That's pretty good. Price, nice step back. Damo, extra effort. And Hafford able to toss it back. Fresh 14 for Salem. No look over to Damo from Hafford. Contested, and Ford got enough for a Capitals empty possession. You have Caleb Coleman feeding inside to Ford, sliding to the ground, ball free in the paint. Looks like Vancouver able to get out before a 3-second call. Back over to Ford. Sandwich between Damo and Boozer. And again, that time, contested shots. Vancouver's not scoring. They have 11 points in about 7 minutes of game time. The follow for Boozer. First points for Valentine.
And that's what the Capitals are going to have to do right now. Offensive boards, easy shots. I just see in this first part of the second quarter, shots have changed. What type of shots are the Capitals getting compared to what type of shots the Volcanoes are getting?
Quinlan was hammered and slow to get up on the floor right now with Newsom, Ford, Golder, and Caleb Coleman. Unis for Vancouver. Damo, the heart of this team, fan favorite. One in the starting lineup tonight, but running around, high-fiving during the starting lineup. You get not just the players high-fiving fans right in front of the line. We'll go all the way down the sideline.
Yeah. That just reminds me of basketball in Europe. Fans are a key part of the ball club, you know, where they have their fan section, where they're beating drums, doing all that stuff. But after the games, or even before the games, you are trying your best to at least touch a hand of as many people as you can. And it's amazing. It's good.
How long was your experience doing that?
12 years.
12-year pro. Tim Black to my right. Chance to watch TBL basketball for the first time, and you see Whitfield with the teardrop. Preston gets it to roll.
That is a important shot for a guard, even a big, to have. The runners, the floaters. That doesn't get you charges. It gets you easier shots. And if you can do that, you put the defense at such a disadvantage trying to defend you.
Another turnover by Vancouver.
Well, Vancouver averages around 15, 16 turnovers per game, 16 and a half or so. If you can get them to turn that basketball over, they can't score the ball.
Approaching 9 to play in the second quarter. Capitals have had a lead of as many as 12. Boozer almost had it go back into double figures. Damo keeps it alive. Tosses back right, and Price to the rim. Fearless gets tossed to the floor.
As Price drove to the rim, he knew he was going to take a huge hit, and he did his best. Move the ball around, hang as long as you can. Getting himself 2 free throws.
Damo a little bit peeved, so is Ford on the Vancouver side, talking to Anthony Ford.
See Price, this is what I love. Not settling, driving to the paint. You just see hands swiping, going all the way back. A lot of ball on it, but officials saw a lot of body, which is why they call that foul.
Another technical whistle against Vancouver, second of the game against the Volcanoes. I'll try to talk to a member of one of the coaching staffs as we go into halftime.
I like how Damo, he's like the politician of the team. He's going to go, let me talk to the official a little bit, smooth it out. I can just see he's trying to read the lips like, hey, I'm with you. I understand. We're going to be excited. It's a big game. Just trying to, get the officials on your side a little bit. He's a good guy to do it.
I know Damo from the world of public speaking coming in handy. Trained his whole life for this moment. As Coach Hampton, Curtis Hill to the right side of Coach. We step away 34-24 as Salem continues to lead. 9 left in the second on TBL TV.
Zach Stone is one of our MCs here at the arena. He is also the official photographer of the Salem Capitals. For any photography needs, visit him at ZachStonePhotography.com. That's Z-A-K StonePhotography.com.
I'm going to try to grab them going into the locker room. Exciting time for professional sports in the state capital. You saw the Oregon Black Bears cheerleaders out there joining the Cherry Blossoms as we have the final regular season weekend for TBL in the Pacific Northwest right now. Two of the top 3 teams in a battle. 34-24, Salem leads. Emotions, playing smart. We've seen lots of opportunities on display tonight in this game so far.
Yeah, so Vancouver, a key to the game for them was to play smart. Right now in these first 2 quarters, they have 2 technical fouls. That's not playing smart, in my opinion. That is losing the emotion. And then on Salem's side, their emotions are intact. They have it together. They understand the importance of this, and they're not going to let their emotions get in the way of them earning that playoff spot.
Salem has to win their final 3 games. Won the first one yesterday at Emerald City to control their own destiny. Forward with the up and under as Salem went back up by 12 after those free throws, matching the largest lead of the game so far. 11 for Whitfield, leading all scorers on the floor right now. Damo feeds it inside. Boozer kicks out left side. Price, the left hand, fades away, drops it back to Valentine, and Boozer cashes in.
That was a smart decision by Price. He's not settling for the 3-point shot. He allows the defender to get out, shot fake him, get to the paint. When you get to the paint, you're in control of the defense at that point.
Forward on the right block. Nice lob down into him. Newsom with the assist. Golder has 6. Bowman has 5. Neither on the floor right now for Vancouver. Forward now up to 6, matching the team most. Whitfield's 11, pacing Salem. AB3 has 9. There's Golder. He's on the floor and lets me know about it with the right-hand jam.
Yeah, Golder, defensively, he's in the passing lanes. He's active. His hands are there. You have to be very secretive, I'd say, with your passes if you're passing to a guy that he's defended.
6 Salem turnover, 7.5 to play. Opening half. Lawrence, fade away, doesn't go. So all of a sudden Salem getting a little bit cold from the floor. They had some free throws, able to put it back up by 12. Right now the margin is 8. Forward against Hafford. Spins on the left block and puts another through. Ford is up to 10 points.
That's back-to-back-to-back buckets by Ford. I guarantee you in their timeout, the Volcanoes are saying, get him the basketball. You saw every single time down the floor, he's getting it. He's their focal point.
3 right side, Hafford missed it. Salem hasn't hit a field goal in nearly 3 minutes. Toss ahead. Quinlan ran over a defender. And another offensive foul charged against Vancouver. Price absorbed it.
You know, that is a tough position to put a big fella in. You see here, there's Golder on the break, getting a steal, getting in the passing lane, getting 2 points on the big dunk. And those are like rhythm changers for a team. When you can get easy buckets off of steals, that starts to get your energy higher, and that has happened for them.
38-32 with 6:50 left in the second quarter. Capitals lead on TBL TV.
Zach Stone is one of our MCs here at the arena. He is also the official photographer of the Salem Capitals. For any photography needs, visit him at ZachStonePhotography.com. That's Z-A-K StonePhotography.com. Miller's Barbecue, a proud sponsor of the Salem Capitals. From casual breakfast to business luncheons, from light appetizers to dinners feeding 300 people, we do it all. We specialize in classic barbecue, smoked meats, and sides. We also offer appetizers, light desserts, coffee and tea service, seafood, and much more, as well as vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options. We provide custom clothes.
Out of the timeout, Volcanoes come up with another takeaway, another stop, and Ford goes up and under. This time Kelly, who's back in the game, helps again. Bowman back in for Vancouver, so the bigs out on the floor for each team. Price, right-handed floater doesn't go, and then Boozer contested underneath. Scramble for it at the top of the key. And another jump ball tonight. But yeah, Capitals have not hit a field goal in over 3 minutes. We're up 33-24 and actually worked the lead back up to 38-26, back to that 12-point margin at the free throw line. That Vancouver is kind of starting to clamp down a little bit defensively.
PGE cut the electricity off just like that with the switch of a button. Just cut the electricity off, because we were talking about the Volcanoes being in a slump, struggling, not being able to score, and now all of a sudden the Capitals can't score. They're in a little bit of a slump.
Oxbox a little bit down. Have to try to get something to cheer for, as Salem still leads, has led the entire game so far, but midpoint of the second where we are right now. AB3 maybe trying to change that. Out to Kelly at the top, long two, splash through.
Listen, I wish I could find his PER, his efficiency, because once he steps on the floor, first possession was defense, he changed his shot. Gets down here offensively, now he's hitting jumpers.
Foul called on the screen, so Salem able to get another takeaway. That one's whistled against Quinlan.
Just see the big fella Kai right now. No hesitation. That means he's practiced that. He's taken that before, and he's comfortable. Sweet-looking shot, and for sure the Capitals needed that bucket.
Beg your pardon, not on Quinlan, not on the floor. I believe that's the first against Coleman. Ford's also taken the seats, played really well in the starting lineup for Vancouver, but it's really been Golder pacing the way offensively since he checked in midway in the first. Baseline pass out of the reach of Kelly, and Salem gives it right back. 7th Capitals turnover. And this is a team with Salem had a road trip, lost at Wenatchee, felt like the season might be kind of slipping away, and then they had a 1-point win against Seattle back on the 18th of May. Coaching staff saying that was a spark plug. We really came together full 48 minutes and almost kind of put their stake in the ground, saying we're going to control what we can control and get ourselves back into the playoffs for another straight year.
Yeah, the coach can only take you but so far. Coach Johnson can only take them but so far. The guys, the players, these athletes have to rally together, and sometimes it takes a tough win that you win by 1 point and you figure out something about you and your team, and that's all that happened right there. They figured out that they wanted it, and now they're in a position to do it.
Kelly grabbed the bucket. The miss by Coleman, but then Bowman picked the pocket to AB3, and all of a sudden this game is a 6-point margin. Final 6 minutes critical at Seattle. Blocking foul charge against Newsom. It's a second team foul in the period against the Volcanoes.
See this corner three. Big rebound right there by Kai, but being careless with the basketball a little bit, securing it, chinning it, just allowed Bowman to get easy 2 points. And sometimes that's all it takes for an offensive player see that ball go through the rim. We'll see what happens.
Billinger to the rim, gets an answer for the Capitals. But Bowman may not run the floor incredibly well, but that's one extra thing, just sticking the hand out when you're right by the ball handler. You appreciate that when your big man looks at one extra thing he can do, especially if he's not playing to, or if he doesn't have that strength to run in the floor. Pull up by Coleman. Goes through. All of a sudden, Vancouver's heating up from 32%, now about 40%, out shooting Salem.
They're just seeing the ball go through the net. They're seeing active hands. They're seeing good ball movement, some misses. On the side of the Capitals is Kai, most efficient player in the first half right now. Taps that thing in.
8 points and 8 rebounds. Caleb Coleman, pull up 3, no good. That was off the Cleveland miss. Cleveland back on, drops it over to Kai. But Coleman stepped in front. Full length pass, deflected away. And then the pass thrown away by Lawrence. You had Maduakor back down and kind of landed awkwardly. Thought he might have been shaken up for a second, but he's back up and okay.
No, Damo would love to have that basketball back right now. Passing it to his teammate. Great defensive possession. He looked like a safety out there, but now they have to play defense again. Now they have to fight Vancouver on the offensive side of the basketball.
Pickett inbounds in front of the Salem bench with Rashawn Coleman. Golder. Inside is Bowman. Near side is Newsom. Golder. Step back. Split through. On the mark. Golder has 10.
Yeah, Golder can score that basketball. No wonder he's averaging what he's averaging right now. 23.4 points per basketball game. You just see the bag, as the young fella said, the bag. His bag is full.
Nice step around. Cleveland got a beat. Makes it an 8-point margin. Again, approaching 3 minutes to play until halftime.
The Capitals' penetration has served them well in this first half. They have to continue to try to figure that out. How do we get into the paint?
3 from the corner. Coleman knew that one was not going right off the rip. Kelly controls the rebound. Board number 9, and AB3 cashes it in.
That's a welcome sign. Let's see AB with the basketball in his hands. He's been a catalyst in this first half, these first 2 quarters. If he can finish this first half on a good note, that'll send the Capitals to the locker room happy.
Best stretch of the game for Vancouver, but Capitals still lead by 10, make it 8 as Bowman backs in. And now another takeaway on the long pass up the floor. Little rush by Salem. Newsom to the left side, drops it right to Bowman, taps out, but taps it back in.
Whenever your big man has to go and help to defend you as a guard, because you do not keep your offensive player on the perimeter, you give up offensive rebounds like you just saw right there.
Vancouver has narrowed it to a 6-point margin, thanks in part to Vincent Bowman. Meanwhile, the Salem Capitals sit down to reset. It's a 6-point margin, final weekend of the regular season on TBL TV.
Zach Stone is one of our MCs here at the arena. He is also the official photographer of the Salem Capitals. For any photography needs, visit him at ZachStonePhotography.com. That's Z-A-K StonePhotography.com. Miller's Barbecue, a proud sponsor of the Salem Capitals. From casual breakfast to business luncheons, from light appetizers to dinners feeding 300 people, we do it all. We specialize in classic barbecue, smoked meats, and sides. We also offer appetizers, light desserts, coffee and tea service, seafood, and much more, as well as vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options. We provide custom quotes in a timely manner to help break down what to expect and offer tastings to see what you're looking for. Miller's Barbecue, the flavor is in the smoke. Visit them today at millersbbqcatering.com. Householder Group Estate and Retirement Specialist with offices in Salem and Clackamas, Oregon. Contact them today and let them help you bring your financial future into focus. Visit them today at hgoregon.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Disaster can strike when you least expect it. Whether it's a small pipe leak or a large fire, Summit Cleaning and Restoration is here to help. Summit works with your insurance as your advocate to ensure you get quality work for the best price. Providing services in Oregon and Southwest Washington, they are your go-to for all restoration needs. So if disaster comes knocking, give Summit a call so you can get back to what matters most with the help of Summit Cleaning and Restoration.
Friday night in Salem. Thanks for being with us. Ryan Goff alongside Tim Black filling in for Chris Johnson on a cruise. It's not a bad way to vacation.
Not a bad place to be. I went on a cruise before, loved it, but you are on a boat and on some water for a very long time.
Was there a court on that ship?
There was, and I was king of the court. Yes, sir.
This game has been within 6 points for a good amount of the last 5 minutes or so. Golder misses an answer try after the Capitals extended it to 50-42. Bon voyage, Chris. Can't wait till you get back, especially for some Salem playoff hoops. Billinger, open look, left wing, buried.
There it is. Billinger, he is the story of the first half, along with Kyler Kelly. Those two have kept the Capitals in play and in position to earn a playoff bid.
You talked about that Vancouver key to the game with can you stop AB3, and then even Preston Whitfield has 11 off the bench in this game, and then you talk about how excellent Kelly's been throughout. Golder airballs a 3. Damo's waving. Salem basketball with just over a minute to go. Capitals can extend it back to an even further double-digit lead.
See right there, Dillinger, defender goes under the screen. That's all he needs. He's already confident to knock it down, and that's exactly what he did.
One off the game most lead. 53-42. Kelly, jumper, right side, no go. Bowman hugs the rebound. Final 44 seconds. Bowman high-low pass out of the reach of Pickett. Vancouver continue to be troubled by turnovers. Each team has 11, but it feels like the weight of some of the Vancouver turnovers in this game has been even more so. Right now, Salem continues to lead as they've had the whole first half. Pull up by Billinger. It's a touch short. Vancouver can hold till about 3 on the game clock. Golder off the screen. Picked up. Maduakor has played very nicely. 5 points, 3 rebounds in this game. Golder looking for 12. Off the left elbow, missed it. Right side ball's free. And Vancouver gets a try with 1.4 showing on the shot clock. Don't believe that Golder try hit the rim.
6 seconds remaining in the half.
Coleman, the inbounds. Lob it, touched away, and the shot clock expires before Pickett's shot, turnaround jumper. So about 4 seconds left for Salem as Newsom stays on the ground. Vancouver, a 40% shooting half, 44% for Salem. It's kind of been a seesaw back and forth between these two. Pull up Cleveland at the buzzer is no good, and the Salem lead is 53-42 at the end of the opening half. Salem's been in control the vast majority of the opening half at the Armory. We mentioned it, 3 games left. You got to win all 3 to get in the playoffs, and right now through the halfway part of the second game, Salem's in control. We go down to Tim Black on the floor.
All right, we're here with Coach Hampton. Coach, first half, been around about a 10-point game the entire time. How do you feel about this half right now for your ball club?
Man, Salem is doing a really, really good job of setting the tone, establishing the type of game that they want against us defensively. They're doing a really good job of setting the pace. We gotta avoid the distractions. I like us to get more looks at the basket confidently, and not focus on what the refs are doing in the game.
Going into the second half, what are you going to talk to about your team as far as, like, let's say offensively and defensively, scheme-wise, where you want to go to see this ball in the second half?
We just want to focus on defensive discipline. Like I said, I don't want our guys getting into it with the referees. I want us to be able to be mindful of our assignments. Another thing I want us to do is be offensively competent and confident. So just execute the game plan. Like we're gonna get back to where we want to be and finish this game the way we want to.
Sound good. Thank you, Coach. Back to you, Ryan.
Coach Hampton setting the tone, trying to get things back working schematically, and right now Vancouver trails 53-42 at halftime. It's a great atmosphere on costume night in the Armory. We invite you to come back. Our second half is next. Salem Capitals 53, Vancouver Volcanoes 42 on TBL TV.
Today's Sideline Sports Medicine is provided by the Physical Therapy Project located in downtown Salem. The PT Project is designed with the athlete in mind. At our beautiful facility, you will receive exceptional, high-quality, individualized care from experienced providers. If you want a premier physical therapy and performance therapy experience, go where the pros go. Visit theptproject.net to learn more. That's theptproject.net. The Physical Therapy Project, the official physical therapy and sports medicine provider of the Salem Capitals. PacWest Lobby Group is the premier Oregon-based government affairs firm with decades of experience advocating for diverse groups before the legislature, state agency boards, and commissions. We meet our clients' needs by making relationships the foundation of our business model. PacWest Lobby Group values our team, prioritizes being involved with the communities where we work, and is committed to our code of ethics. Visit them today at pwlobby.com. Hey Capitals fans, get nothing but net with WaFed Bank and score with free checking. WaFed Bank focuses on helping our neighbors manage their money with the latest technology like voice-activated banking and financially intelligent projects for personal, business, and commercial clients. With more than 105 years of experience, WaFed understands that our success depends on yours, so we're always here for you. Together, we can create opportunities that strengthen neighborhoods and the lives of those we serve. Find out for yourself why Newsweek awarded them Best Bank 3 years in a row. Visit us at wafedbank.com. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Zach Stone is one of our MCs here at the arena. He is also the official photographer of the Salem Capitals. For any photography needs, visit him at ZachStonePhotography.com. That's ZAK StonePhotography.com.
thank you again to our Oregon Beverage crew from Oregon Beverage Service. Our concessions are brought to you by Oslo. And to our parks provider, 1525 Incorporated. Also, don't forget to sign up for your Hoopla 3-on-3 for this summer, celebrating their 25th anniversary.
53-42 Capitals lead over Vancouver. Back inside the Salem Armory, the Capitals ready to take the court for the start of the second half, along with our entire Bobby P media team, including our executive producer, Bobby P, Ryan Goff, Tim Black filling in for Chris Johnson. And Tim, Salem, an 11-point lead in a must-win-ish situation. You control your own destiny if you continue to win entering the second half.
Yeah, well, Salem did a great job in this first half of controlling. You said controlling this tempo, controlling their destiny. If the game ended right now, hey, they're headed to the playoffs. But guess what? We got another 24 minutes to play, and I expect this second half to be extremely competitive from both sides of the ball. We heard how our visiting team wanted to perform, wants to control the emotion, leave the officials alone. We'll see if that message got through to him at halftime.
Yeah, Coach Hampton saying limit distractions and just start playing the game, set the tone that they wanted to in the first half for Vancouver, a team that leads the entire Pacific Northwest in scoring. Coach Hampton kind of see a nod, maybe his team's in the right frame of mind. They were outshot from three-point range. Salem 5 of 14 in the first. They're a top 10 TBL three-point shooting team. Vancouver, the leading team of the Pacific Northwest, top 6 overall in points per game, just 1 of 8. As the first play for Salem sees Alan Billinger driving left, and a foul is called.
Second half starts essentially how the first half started. Billinger getting to the paint. All right, off a little pick and roll, getting the shot up, and then you have Kyler Kelly rebounding, offensive rebounding that basketball, picked up a foul. See if the Capitals can convert and get 2 or 3 points.
Kelly playing in his 12th game. Coaching staff for Salem saying just been such a huge lift since he joined the team off a 10-point, 12-rebound, 3-block performance yesterday in the win, handling Eugene, and now slams down the alley-oop try left to right.
It must feel really good to be that tall, Ryan. Really good. Just throw the ball up to the air. If he sets a good screen, it's not the guy he set the screen for. It's him. He's the open one.
And that also sets the largest lead of the game, as momentarily Tyshawn Pickett gets the first bucket for Vancouver in the second half. But the baseline open again. You mentioned just how the first half started. Go right back to it in the start of the second half. Devontae Cleveland, the point over to AB3. Kelly sets the screen. Baseline cutter is Salm Madu Akor. And another AB3. Jumper is good, 57-44.
He's just understanding that pick and roll game to perfection right now. If defense is off of him, he is shooting the three, shooting the jumper. If not, he's driving to the paint.
Marcus Golder starts the second half for Vancouver after coming in off the bench in the first half. Misses the dunk putback, double team. Billinger able to get it out. Off to Cleveland. Drives left against Carson Newsom. All the way to the rim, lay off the side. Elijah Ford ahead to Golder. Gets it back. Head fake, and Ford to the reverse right.
Ford had a good first half as well. Ended the first half with 10 points. Picks it up in the second half of getting to the paint. He's a player, as we've watched him in this first half, or this part of this basketball game, he's getting to his spots. He knows his game, and he trusts it.
Coleman got out of some traffic over the far side, Tolbert. And off the corner dribble, Ford reaches in for the foul.
Smart foul by Ford because there were no other Volcanoes defenders in the area. That would have been an easy 2 points right there for Cleveland.
Vincent Bowman led all Vancouver scorers in the first half with 11. Really came on strong end of the second quarter, but does not start the second half.
Interesting decision by Coach. Maybe he wants to try to offset playing against Kai. Once Kai takes a break, maybe they bring Bowman in. Coaching strategies to try to get the best result.
2 minutes gone in the third. Salem still up 57-46, shooting 44% for the game. Vancouver at 40%, 1 of 8 from three-point range. Forward over a double team, shoves a hook shot that goes off the back of the rim. Outlet pass, wobbly, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Salem.
Well, that's the second time we've seen an outlet pass like that for the Capitals, where it gets a little lazy, just throwing it, and then if you're the Volcanoes and you're in this area, a little bit of energy. See coach right there, just we got to capitalize on this. We got to capitalize on it. So we'll see what happens right now, what the Volcanoes will do off of this turnover.
Nice feed over to Golder. Up to 13 points, 12 points, beg your pardon, was one shy of Bowman's 11 in the first half. Ford had 10 at the end of the first, now up to 12. One of the keys for Vancouver is try to have a high shooting percentage. Has not been the case tonight. Kelly on a pinball pass draws a foul, and Vancouver's already picked up 2 in the third quarter.
Foul called against number 22.
It's Newsom's second. Last time these two met, Golder finished with 31 points in a 131-12 Salem win. Golder on the losing end of that battle finished with 31. Jump ball on the drive left. So we'll see our third jump ball, I believe, since the opening tip. Meanwhile, Salem, led by Billinger at 35. Those two combined for 66 points in the last meeting between these two.
Ooh, right now, Billinger, he's off to that start, to possibly get to 35. But I don't know if we're going to see Golder get there. Even though he's scoring, he's efficient. He's had some big plays, but we'll see if he turns that on later on.
Kelly back on the drive by Newsom, able to at least get Newsom to ditch it. Golder, cross lane pass, and pick it off balance as it go. Kelly brings in the rebound. Board number 10, a double-double for Kai. Those two shot combined nearly 40 free throws in that first game. We've only seen in this game 19 combined for each team combined. So not that kind of game. There were a lot more free throws last time these two got together. That was a road game for Vancouver. Second straight trip down to Salem in the series as Pickett buys some time, able to lean it in. For what it's worth, you had Salem win the first one 132, or rather Vancouver won the first one 132-121. And then Salem got a road win 2 days later, 116-113. These have been close games all year. Except for that last one, April 7th, when Vancouver lost by 18. Trying to close the gap down to 4. Cannot. That extra effort on the rebound, and Golder heads to the line.
This is what Golder can do. He might not be the player. I'm not saying that he can't. He can do this, of give him the basketball and allow him to score. But he's picking up points off of second chance opportunities, his energy being in the right place at the right time, and that's almost more dangerous because guys aren't focused on you. And he is crashing the offensive glass and making things happen for his team.
Vancouver takes a timeout. Vancouver's used 4 in this game already. Golder to the free throw line just a moment with under 8 to play in the third. Salem 57, Vancouver 50 as the cherry blossoms out to entertain the crowd at the Armory. costume night in the Armory, the Basketball League, into its final week of the regular season. What a great atmosphere. We had a chance to talk to some folks during halftime, and kind of the consensus, Pacific Northwest, TBL atmosphere-wise, you're looking at the league leader.
Yeah, you can come in here, and especially tonight, you can be whoever you want to be, okay? That's why it's costume night. You can be whoever you want to be. But honestly, just being in this environment, seeing the owner at halftime on the floor with dozens of fans laid out, dancing, like, hey, it doesn't get any better than that. It's an exciting atmosphere here in the Armory.
Doing what's become an Oregon tradition because of the University of Oregon, doing the shout dance. Of course, Animal House filmed just south of the state capitol in Eugene. But handshake lines around the court. They stay on the court after the game. It's just very community-focused. Hashtag community culture on display. But Vancouver will not go away in this game. The Pacific Northwest leaders at 14-4 coming into this one narrowed the gap again to 5. It had been 13 in this quarter. Another stop on the defensive side for Vancouver as Damo Lawrence is back in for the Capitals. That's Newsom's third foul for Vancouver, third team foul. Other changes include, actually that's the only change for the Capitals. It's Maduakor to the free throw line. Looks like Vancouver didn't make many changes, if any at all, during the timeout. Right now a 57-52 margin.
Saul Maduakor was not expecting that pass. Caught it, botched the layup a little bit, but was able to get it back, get fouled. See if he can earn it the old-fashioned way.
Zeke Quinlan checks back in, playing with 3 fouls in the first half. Played just under 10 minutes and scored 2. Maduakor makes it a 59-52 Salem Capitals lead. Still in the early part of the third. Bounce pass between Pickett and Quinlan, and Coleman threw it away.
That's what the Capitals want to see. They want to see turnovers. They want to force this by their energy. That's what got them their lead in the first half and has honestly allowed them to keep that lead. Good defensive possessions and then capitalizing, and we'll see if they'll be able to do that right here.
Both teams about 16 turnovers per game this season, approaching that already. Early in the third, leaner by Cleveland does not go. Salem took a 55-42 lead just 30 seconds into the quarter. It's now 59-52. 3 off the mark. Vancouver still thirsty from outside. Cannot get one to drop. That last one by Quinlan. 3 on the other side. Maduakor missed it short. Rebound chased down by Pickett. Vancouver in transition forward, striding. Good help, but able to get it to drop despite Maduakor being there.
Well, Vancouver, their best shot at getting a shot to actually go in is to do it inside the three-point line, shooting around 11% from the three-point line right now. Extremely difficult shooting night for them, whereas on the other side, the Capitals, there's a fight for the basketball. They're not giving it up. There's playoff basketball on the line, Ryan. Playoff basketball on the line.
The number 1 seed, which is a bye for Vancouver. Salem has to win 2 more games to guarantee themselves to be in. It's looking pretty good in terms of the schedule for the Capitals. They play Emerald City, a team that's looking for its first win. Might have gotten it tonight depending on what's going on in Eugene, but point being, you don't want to leave it in the hands of another factor. You want to wrap it up if you can control it yourself.
Yeah, especially in 3 games to go. If you can wrap it up in the first game, that's great, because no matter what, if you don't wrap it up first or second, that third game, no matter who you play, it's going to be a little bit tight.
1 possession game. Coleman with the jumper right side. Halfway point of the third. For what it's worth, don't expect Emerald City to win down in Eugene tonight. They're behind Seattle by about 70. Seattle, the number 2 spot right now in the Pacific Northwest. Kelly one-arms it around Bowman and takes it to the rack.
Needs to be a steady diet of that. Steady diet.
Right side, Ford able to steer around Kelly. That's marketable. You could body by Kai, something like that. You have Special K already in stores. The keto diet. There's got to be something
There's
there
some.
for Kyler.
Sign him up. Sign him up.
Another foul charged, but this was the offensive play by Kai earlier.
Just Kai. He has big hands. His ability to fake the handoff. He felt all the defenders jump to the basketball, and he's long enough. He can just take one dribble and just like one step, and he's dunking at the rim.
Foul on the Volcanoes, the fourth in the quarter, sends Billinger to the free throw line. Missed the first. It's the first missed free throw by the Capitals tonight.
Stay on the line, young fella. I just hear an old coach of mine. 50, 60%. I'm trying to do a voiceover like him. 50, 60% of your shots, you're shooting and you're falling back, and you miss. We saw it right there.
Keeps the spot that time, puts it through 62-58. Capitals on top by 4. Damo out there. Preston Whitfield checks back in for Salem. The graffiti unis, Vancouver in the white. Fire to the corner, forward for 3. And Vancouver continues to have issues outside, but Bowman cleans it up nicely. 8th board, 13th point.
Yep, Bowman checks into the game. He's in, immediate impact. He's a big body. You have to keep him off the glass.
AB3 striding to the rim.
But no one has been able to stop AB3 tonight, and that was a key to the game for Vancouver if they want to win, and they haven't been able to do it just yet.
19 points yesterday, 23 points at Seattle, up to 22 in this one. Under 5 to play in the third, 4-point margin. Coleman and the Bowman. Triangular passing. Now fire across, open 3, Quinlan missed it. So Kelly played about 3 or 4 more minutes than Bowman did in this quarter so far, and looks like Bowman came in a little bit refreshed. Whitfield deep 3 doesn't go, and Kelly's fouled on the offensive board try. They whistle Quinlan for his 4th.
Kelly is just active. He's active. He's everywhere. And if you have a big who is active with long arms, tall, he just creates havoc all over the floor. That was a rebound outside of his position. See Mama Kelly right there. She's excited. Anybody would be excited to see their son rebounding the basketball and probably have like a 25 efficiency rating right now. This is his night.
Loosely, when you look at that efficiency, that does sometimes get published on box scores. What is that describing?
We're just talking your impact to the game every single minute that you're on the basketball floor, whether you have an assist, you have a turnover, all that stuff gets added up. It gets tabulated in this equation, and it's in your efficiency and your time on the floor. How impactful is it to your team?
Another way to tell that story.
Yep.
5-point Capitals lead. Vancouver has not been on top in this game. We had 3 first-half ties. Final weekend playoff push. Vancouver trying to improve to 15-4 on the year. Leaning in. Pickett gets a bucket. Damo to the ground. Foul's charged to Lawrence. That's his 2nd.
Damo can't believe that Pickett just lowering the shoulder. That was that old school New York Knicks basketball. Give it down to Anthony Mason and just boom, shoulder. He picked it up.
Pickett, 18.9 per game this season, 7 rebounds. And you talked about scoring can come from a variety of places for Vancouver. 118 points per game as a team, but you had so many double figures averaging.
It's almost like your Warriors, when they were on their run, people were scoring the basketball. It wasn't just Steph and Clay, even though Steph and Clay were great, but the wealth was being shared, and that's what it has been for Vancouver, although tonight it hasn't been as high of a clip of it as they would expect.
Quickly up the floor, Salem leading by 2. Left side open look 3. Rolls off, no good. Try by Maduakor. Billinger has 23, leading all scorers forward, leading Vancouver with 16. Ball out just past half court. Pressure by Preston. And Whitfield whistled for his 2nd.
Preston is a lot quicker, but he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Anytime right now, you're a quicker guard going against a bigger player. If you just move your feet side to side, defense. Most of the times they'll give you the basketball or at least pass it up.
Coach Hampton, emphatic clapping, said he wanted to have his team set the tone in the second half. Want his team to be free from distraction, get Bowman back involved, and all of a sudden Vancouver has whittled down a double-digit deficit to a 65-all tie.
Yeah, Coach Johnson right there giving instructions to his team. Need to get the ball into Billinger's hands. Did just that. He followed the rules, followed the game plan. 2 points.
Vancouver outscoring Salem 23-14 with 3 left to go in the quarter. That's the margin in this period alone. Back to Bowman. 13 points. Double teamed. Now 5 to shoot. Forward for 3. And Vancouver takes the lead on just their second 3 of the game. Whitfield wants it back and snatches it right away.
What's the easiest way to score? When one team is celebrating a mate, get the ball out of the net, get it up the floor, and score the basketball as you saw Whitfield and the Capitals do. But, Ryan, the game is slowing down. You're starting to see the ball and game plans come down to the wire. Get the ball in certain hands. It's playoff-style basketball, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Final weekend of the regular season, and it is a contested matchup in the Salem Armory. Salem 69, Vancouver 68 on TBL TV.
0-1-1.
Zach Stone is one of our MCs here at the arena. He is also the official photographer of the Salem Capitals. For any photography needs, visit him at ZachStonePhotography.com. That's ZAK StonePhotography.com. Petra Technology is a proud sponsor of the Salem Capitals. Petra Technologies provides technology and IT support for businesses throughout the Willamette Valley. If you're frustrated with your business technology or looking for ways to expand, give them a call or visit PetraTechIT.com. They've got a team of experts to help you out. That's PetraTechIT.com. KSLM 104.3 FM and AM 1220 is locally owned, family operated, and Salem's only AM/FM radio station. They broadcast current, credible, and consistent news to Salem and surrounding communities. With many of the top 10 conservative show hosts in the nation, KSLM is reaching their listeners with the truth. They cover news relevant to our community and highlight local businesses and events daily. If you want to be in the know, make sure to tune in. KSLM Radio 104.3 FM and AM 1220. Mountain Coast Electric is a proud sponsor of the Salem Capitals and does residential and commercial electrical work throughout the Willamette Valley. If you have an electrical job, they will get it done. Visit them at mountaincoastelectric.com. Today's Sideline Sports Medicine is provided by the Physical Therapy Project located in downtown Salem. The PT Project is designed with the athlete in mind. At our beautiful facility, you will receive exceptional, high-quality, individualized care from experienced providers. If you want a premier physical therapy and performance therapy experience, go where the pros go. Visit theptproject.net to learn more. That's theptproject.net. The Physical Therapy Project, the official physical therapy and sports medicine provider of the Salem Capitals.
Preston Whitfield gets the free throw on the back end of the layup. We went to the timeout, and Salem regains the lead up to 70-68. 2:40 left in the third. Vancouver had its first lead of the game momentarily. Caleb Coleman back in, feeds it right side. Pickett, double teamed, Whitfield on the help. 5 to shoot. Coleman tripping, kicking. 3 on the way. Rashawn Coleman off the mark. And the Capitals start the break. 3-on-2 effort. Rashawn Coleman picked the pocket. Duacor got it back. Corner 3, no good by Whitfield. Whitfield's 4 of 11 from the floor, a high-volume shooter. Shoots 44% on the season at 22 points per game.
He's having a tough night right now, but for scorers like that, shooters like that, all they need to do is see one go through the net and everything can change.
Tied for the 5th time since it was 0-0. Under 2 to play in the 3rd. 70 all. Pull up. AB3 crushed it.
That has been unstoppable. The high pick and roll. And to be honest, many teams right now think the mid-range jumper is the worst shot in basketball, but not for AB3.
27 for Billinger. Bowman's been good tonight. After a slow start, right-handed hook shot evens it again. He has 17.
Big men with soft touch and good feet are hard to guard, and you're looking at one in Bowman right there.
Kelly's played the whole 3rd. Whitfield in. Lawrence runs to the left wing. Damo has it, rears up. Pickett able to swat it free on the way up. Vancouver chance at the lead. Final minute of the 3rd. Bowman off balance. Damo tipped it away. Capitals possess. No one's on Billinger. That one out and on the rebounds. Looks like Maduakor went up and over. That's the 4th foul on the Capitals. This quarter started Vancouver leading 53-42.
See Billinger shoot the 3. I mean, why not? You're open, but Maduakor jumping to try to rebound. And that's Elijah Ford with a good textbook box out. Picked up the foul on Maduakor.
Maduakor averages 7 rebounds per game. You can see why that attack mentality. Tyreek Price back in. Paul Hafford back in as well with Valentine Boozer. Some changes for the Capitals lineup. Whitfield stays out. Bowman fell down at the top of the key. Ball to the corner. Caleb Coleman off the back of the rim. Damo still out for Salem as well. 20 seconds left in the offensive half. Salem can hold for the final shot.
You want spread offense, give Whitfield the opportunity to drive and kick or pull up a 3.
Step back with 4 left on the game clock. That was cold. Golder heaved from half court to tie it up off to the right. And Salem salvages a 3-point lead going to the 4th.
I tell you, remember we talked about Ryan, shooters like that, they can miss 12 straight shots. All they need to do is see one go in. He saw it, but the thing is, he has no conscience. It don't matter. You missed 12, shoot the 13. You got to shoot it.
Saw it before it went in, and Salem leads by 3. Salem Capitals 75, Vancouver Volcanoes 72. Final quarter from the Armory next on TBL TV.
1525 can help you with your promotional merch projects. Whether you're looking for client or employee appreciation ideas, need to outfit your trade show booth, or looking to create brand awareness for a professional basketball team, they've got you covered. 1525 helps you find the perfect product and manages each step of the process so you can achieve your merchandise goals stress-free. Check them out at 1525.co. Remodeling by Classic Homes is a family-owned and operated remodeling and new home construction company based in the Salem-Keizer area, serving you for over 20 years. We make it better than new with the classic touch. Visit them at remodelkeizer.com. Pretty Good Printing is a family-owned and operated print shop based in Salem, Oregon, offering art and photo prints, invitations and stationery, marketing materials, signs and banners, and so much more. Find us at prettygoodprinting.com. We don't like to brag, but we're pretty good. Come bring your families down to the Rec. We are the #1 bowling alley in the Willamette Valley 3 years in a row. The Rec by Valor, mentoring way more than a bowling alley. From birthday parties, corporate events, a restaurant, live stage, after-school programming, video game tournaments, arcade games, and much, much more. Visit them at welcometotherec.com.
$100 gift cards. Give them one more big round of applause.
The Chuck E. Cheese relay never disappoints at the Salem Armory. Those size 18 shoes out there on the relay race between adult and kid, and on costume night, that guy had one of the best looks. Lost the sunglasses, though.
I know. Lost the sunglasses. Somebody probably took it from him because they didn't have a costume. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
He explained to whoever says, "You're not wearing anything. I'm wearing sunglasses."
Yep.
It's minimalist. Minimalist lifestyle is it. There's Jason Conrad, and you mentioned the owner fully invested. Costume out there at halftime doing everything.
Yeah, you know, to have an owner like that who is fully involved, not just sitting down, eating, drinking here on the sideline, he's there. You know, he's in the costume, and that makes people proud. That makes people want to be a part of it.
Amazing story. He's brought this Salem Capitals team exactly where they wanted to be, fully invested in the Salem community as Bowman got low. Boozer was on the hip, and it looks like a foul is called. They call it against Bowman.
It was a double foul. They called a double foul. Bowman is extremely upset. He's just picking up fouls left and right, and actually has been communicating with the officials the entire night, feeling he's not getting a fair shake with the calls, and that one right there is a tough one to swallow for him.
Boozer's second, but Bowman's third. Just personal fouls, so each team with one in the opening 15 seconds of the quarter.
And that's what Valentine Boozer is in there to do, kind of poke the bear a little bit, see if they can get him out of his comfort zone. And that's exactly what he's doing.
Played 8 minutes so far tonight, 4 points, 2 rebounds, but some of the intangibles like that. Pickett on Damo, stripped by Hafford on the backside. 3 to shoot. Right wing, Pickett, the heave is good to tie it at 75.
Ooh, that's a really big shot. You don't expect a shot like that to go in, but it's the same as with Whitfield's, kind of to end that. You didn't expect it to go in, and it did.
Pickett to 13, one of 4 Volcanoes in double figures. Salem has 3. Whitfield's one of them and moves to 20. Another deep 3 for Preston.
1, 2, buckle my shoe. You better buckle up. Let's go. Whitfield's ready.
Hit that beautiful step back on the left wing at the end of the third. Opens up with a deep 3 in the first minute of the fourth. Volcanoes trailing by 3. And Golder's called for an offensive foul.
Big defensive possession. Smart move. Smart move to stand in by Hafford. Take the penalty. The pressure, the knee to the chest, those are playoff winning possessions right there, Ryan.
They call Hafford James Bond 007, the 40-year-old, doing the job that needs to be done underneath the basket. Back to Damo. Capitals almost got another one, and then Boozer hits the foul as Caleb Coleman got the board. This game started out Vancouver trailing marginally early. First 4 minutes, about a 6-point lead. Vancouver came back to tie it up at 11. And then Salem went on a 12-0 run. Built a 12-point lead. And as we mentioned, double digits at halftime, but Vancouver outscores Salem 30-22 in the third.
Yeah, it was a slow creep back into it. No majorly huge plays or anything like that, but it was just key defensive stops, capitalizing. Offensive rebound here, stops. We got ourselves a ball game.
Golder, a tough shot out of the corner. Keep watching Boozer and Bowman. Matchup right now with Boozer having the ball. Those two are even banging against one another out top on the Vancouver offensive possession. That one's last touch by Salem on the miss by Boozer. Size 14 shoes for Valentine. Kind of puts it in perspective that those fans are running around in 18s.
Yeah. It's a grown man's shoe, size 14.
Vancouver trying to secure the top seed in the Pacific Northwest. Salem trying to win and get into the postseason for another year. They've never missed. Boozer off balance, able to get it back with 2 and fouled, working to the left side, and now there's some extra bodies to the floor and a technical foul. Anthony Ford, Alex Boss, and Scott McGinnis, the three-person officiating crew, have their work cut out for them in the fourth quarter with a lot on the line in a rivalry matchup.
Yeah, emotions are high. The technical foul, we'll see who the technical foul was called on, but if you look at the replay, the ball on the floor, every possession counts right now. Golder getting in there. He got fouled. It was tough. He took some exception to it, as you see. Got hit across the head. Pushed Hafford down.
Imagine you're going to get a Hafford personal foul on the putback by Golder, but then you wait to see will Vancouver be charged with their third technical of the night. Yeah, they're motioning to the Salem bench that they need a shooter for two on the other side. 8 teams get a bye. 16 teams play play-ins. Those happen 4 days from now. And then the winner of those 16 play-ins meet the winners, or the 8 teams that had the bye. That's in a 3-game series that starts May 30th. Then you get 3-game series for conference championships in early June. The next week, 4 conference championships in a regional format. And then you play for the Lily, the championship trophy, on June 20th as Salem puts through the free throws. So much on the line, but still so much more to play for.
Yep. That's why this game for the Capitals is super important. Taking care of business early, playoff-type atmosphere and environment. See Coach Hampton right there with the look on his face of unbelief.
That's the best part about this. You have Kevin Johnson, who played for the Capitals, an alumnus. You even have Tyler West, a former Capitals player, on the coaching staff for Vancouver. But they still have that player's mentality.
Yeah.
Because they're not that far removed from the game themselves.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's costume night if under their clothes right now they have a uniform. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that. Not at all.
9:38 left in the fourth. Salem up by 5 on TBL TV.
Today's Sideline Sports Medicine is provided by the Physical Therapy Project, located in downtown Salem. The PT Project is designed with the athlete in mind. At our beautiful facility, you will receive exceptional, high-quality, individualized care from experienced providers. If you want a premier physical therapy and performance therapy experience, go where the pros go. Visit theptproject.net to learn more. That's theptproject.net. The Physical Therapy Project, the official physical therapy and sports medicine provider of the Salem Capitals. Mountain Coast Electric is a proud sponsor of the Salem Capitals and does residential and commercial electrical work throughout the Willamette Valley. If you have an electrical job, they will get it done. Visit them at mountaincoastelectric.com. Miller's Barbecue, a proud sponsor of the Salem Capitals. From casual breakfast to business luncheons, from light appetizers to dinners feeding 300 people, we do it all. We specialize in classic barbecue, smoked meats, and sides. We also offer appetizers, light desserts, coffee and tea service, seafood, and much more, as well as vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options. We provide custom quotes in a timely manner to help break down what to expect and offer tastings to see what you're looking for. Miller's Barbecue, the flavor is in the smoke. Visit them today at millersbbqcatering.com.
Camera operators Alicia and Bob, part of our Bobby P Media team from Salem Armory tonight, invite you back here on Sunday, 3 p.m. tip between Emerald City and Salem. Capitals, get your tickets, salemcapitalsbasketball.com. As Marcus Golder goes to the line for Vancouver, the visiting Volcanoes trailing by 4. The home team, Salem Capitals. And the free throw makes it a one-possession game.
Just looking at the tail of the tape, second chance points for Salem, 14, and Vancouver, 8. Those are crucial in close ball games. And then your bench points, 28 for Salem, 16 for Vancouver. Can you trust someone off the bench to be in the game late in the fourth quarter? Yes, you can if you are Salem.
Both teams shooting about 43%. Three pulled up, no good by Price, and then on the rebound, credited, I think, to Damo.
Damo with the two-hand volleyball block, put back for two.
We get the set, to use the volleyball language. 4-point lead. Vancouver with the ball trailing. 3 minutes out on the fourth quarter. What a toss! Caleb Coleman with the cut, and Newsom found him.
Caleb Coleman got to that dunker spot because he saw his defender dashing in, stepping in to help, and cut it off. That's the easiest way to earn two.
Strides, Whitfield picked. Ball free on the right side. Caleb Coleman comes out with it. Outlet pass nearly thrown away. Now Vancouver has numbers. Newsom nearly traveled over to Golder for the lead. Can't get it. Bowman reloads all the way. Newsom ties it at 81.
There you go. Vancouver figuring out that the threes aren't necessary falling. Get to the rim. Get to the racks. Even get an easy two.
Started 1 for 11, have hit 2 of 5 in the second half, but it's just not been the strength for Vancouver. Fouls charged to Bowman and now has 4. Third team foul in the period sends Boozer to the foul line. Bowman has 4 fouls, beg your pardon.
Hafford realized and recognized that Bowman was in the paint and that he can get to the paint. As you'll see, he recognized that's the only line of defense. If I can bring Bowman up, I can get my teammate an easy two or at least get fouled as he just did.
Half-court sets have been impressive in the way these two teams have used the baseline tonight. From the get, continues on until the early part of the fourth quarter. They're finding empty space and finding counters for each team's game plan throughout, and they've changed on the fly a couple of times.
Yeah, that's playoff basketball. Playoff basketball is all about little changes, little tweaks here or there. After you see a team over and over, the team that can capitalize on those little mistakes of the other team usually comes out the winner.
Even think what Vancouver did. Countered, let Kelly come out. As a big old jam gives Vancouver the lead. Newsom another drive. Kelly started the second half for Salem, but Bowman did not for Vancouver.
Right, strategic. It's about matchups. Which matchup can I be most effective with?
Price's 3 off the mark. Rebound Pickett. Fires it down quickly. Caleb Coleman one-on-one. Nice get back by Price. Can't bring in the board. Vancouver on the baseline.
This is a very delicate time if you're the Capitals, because you're down by 1 right now when you've been in the lead. As we see Mr. Efficiency, Kyler Kelly stepping onto the floor. It's going to be a huge difference maker, but a crucial time right now if you're the Capitals.
Right baseline, Damo guarding Pickett. And the largest lead of the game for Vancouver just took over, having the advantage on just the third lead change in this game.
But this talks about the key to the game, big man basketball. Right now, Vancouver slowing the pace, getting it down to their bigs. Salem has to be ready to defend.
Lawrence off to the right, looking for the tie. Vancouver right now in control, a 3-point lead. 7 minutes of play. Trying to outpace Seattle for the top spot in the Pacific Northwest. And Kelly blocks Bowman. 4 to shoot. Golder for 3. Off the rim. No good. Another offensive board for the Volcanoes.
We talked about second chance points were good for Salem, but Vancouver right now, quick to the glass, quick to the offensive glass, getting buckets.
Kevin Johnson needs a timeout for Salem. The Volcanoes having a second half, and the Capitals have to find a way to answer back. Outscored 15-7 in the fourth quarter. Salem, a little bit of trouble midway in the fourth on TBL TV.
Zach Stone is one of our MCs here at the arena. He is also the official photographer of the Salem Capitals. For any photography needs, visit him at ZachStonePhotography.com. That's ZAK StonePhotography.com. 1525 can help you with your promotional merch projects. Whether you're looking for client or employee appreciation ideas, need to outfit your trade show booth, or looking to create brand awareness for a professional basketball team, they've got you covered. 1525 helps you find the perfect product and manages each step of the process so you can achieve your merchandise goals stress-free. Check them out at 1525.co. 1490 KBZY is proud to sponsor the Salem Capitals this season. Tune in for weekday sports reports starting at 6 a.m. with Gary Horowitz. Plus, listen for Oregon State University athletics as well as high school sports. Classic hits and news since 1957 on 1490 KBZY. Listen live at kbzy.com.
Fantastic opportunity to be here for Critical, the Basketball League. Basketball, Ryan Goff and Tim Black filling in for Chris Johnson, who's sailing takes me away from where I want to be. So cool. I mean, we get a chance to watch a Critical game that's also a rivalry game.
Yeah, that's basketball that you want to watch. You want to be a part of it. You see right now people diving on the floor for loose basketballs. Emotions are high. It's chippy. That's what you want in a game like this to get a team to the playoffs.
Salem's trying to outpace Great Falls. Worth noting, Great Falls lost tonight against Wenatchee in Montana by 7. Off balance, AB3 nearly got that one to go. And Ford's whistled for a foul. Vancouver fans interested in the Seattle matchup in Eugene. Superhawks did take care of Emerald City 174-93. So that means that Vancouver needs to continue to win and outpace Seattle. Vancouver will be taking on Seattle. That game tomorrow at 7 o'clock in Vancouver. Ford has 21 points to lead Vancouver. Pretty good night for the guy who averages about 11 per game. Billinger makes the first free throw, has a chance at 29. He puts this one in. That's the case. Margin is 3 points, Vancouver in the lead.
Well, Ford for the Volcanoes, without his presence for them, it will be a completely different ball game. He saved them during times where it seemed like the game was going to get out of control for them. He became an offensive powerhouse, scored like 3 buckets back to back early in the game, and they should thank him for putting them in this position right now.
Capitals owner Jason Conrad, the most stunned Shark I've ever seen. Really thought his team forced a turnover. Instead, Vancouver goes to Bowman at the free throw line. Nothing there. Backdoor cut with 6 to shoot. Turnaround jump shot. Newsom off the mark. 1 possession game. Halfway point of the fourth. AB3. Pinballing off of opponents. Missed the jumper on the elbow. And gets called for the foul on the rebound. That's Billinger's first personal 4th team foul on Salem.
Coach Johnson a bit beside himself, asking how is that foul called when 1 or 2 possessions in that particular play, fouls could have been called as well.
Sean Coleman back in, contested by Dama, who knocks it away. Now baseline inbound for Vancouver, which leads 87-84. Now Caleb Coleman back out, and Zeke Quinlan checks back in. Golder has 16, Pickett has 17, with Bowman, who has 17. Kelly, a 13-point performance tonight to go with 13 boards and a whole bunch of blocks, more than a handful. Bowman works in on Kelly, goes to the right side. Kelly jumped early, still contested the shot, and Kelly tips out the rebound.
Kelly, big-time defensive possession, running the floor. Keep an eye on him. Coming to set this pick and roll.
Whitfield backs it out with 9. 3 ball on the way. Swoops out. Damo gets the offensive rebound. Lawrence keeps it alive for the Capitals. Six to shoot. Kelly, fade away. Just a bit strong. Damo's there.
There it is, the heart, the soul. Players like that you want on your basketball team because they do the intangibles. They do the things that other players don't want to do. And he fought hard for those 2 points.
4 points for Lawrence. 87-86. 4.5 to play in the fourth. Bowman and Kelly called for the foul.
Bowman has been frustrated playing Kelly. You see, Kelly thought that was going in, but Damo said, you know what, I'm just going to be in the right place at the right time, let two teammates from the Volcanoes fight each other, get those 2 points.
The intensity on the eyes of Damo, but you talk about Bowman's had to work tonight. Big man basketball has made its appearance in this contest through the defensive side.
Yeah, it definitely has. And Bowman on that particular play that earned him the 2 free throws gave a little bit of an extra shot shoulder-wise to create the space, enough to get him fouled.
Bowman splits the free throws. Kelly has 3 personal fouls. Only players really in foul trouble, Quinlan and Bowman, have 4 apiece for Vancouver as AB3 is blocked. Vancouver goes back to work. It's led by 5 in this quarter after not leading the entire game until the second half. Late third quarter took the lead with just under 3 to play. Pickett's picked up 17 points, trying to drive for 19. Lawrence blocked it. Foot race, AB3 to the rim, we're tied.
Once AB3 sees open floor, really, first of all, good job by Kyler Kelly to rebound and then look for that outlet. You can get AB3 out in the open court. He's a hard guard out there.
Billinger over 30 points last 2 meetings with Vancouver, has 31 tonight. Salem comes up with a stop. Wraparound pass, and Kelly is fouled.
There's Kelly being in the right place at the right time. But that possession, that opportunity to go to the free throw line right now is all predicated by paint touches. Guards not settling for 3 in this type of atmosphere, driving to the paint, forcing 2 guys to help defend and making the right pass. And that's exactly what they did.
Newsom Ford picks up his 4th. Newsom also had 4, so there's 4 Volcanoes players with 4 personal fouls. Salem regains the lead by 1. And Golder's back in. Bowman somewhat hesitantly goes to the bench. You have Rashawn Coleman. Mama Kelly watches Kai take the free throw. Total 15 for Kelly tonight, Mom. Coleman, Pickett, Newsom, Ford, and Golder for Vancouver, the Pacific Northwest leader. Salem trying to go to 13-9. Spin. Ford got away on the baseline, cashes in.
Ford is having an exceptional evening, and the Volcanoes recognize that. As you see, the pace slows down, and they want to get the ball into their bigs. Big man basketball. They're playing it to perfection in this fourth quarter.
7th tie in the second half. 10th of the game. Kick out. Lawrence for 3. No good. There was a collision. Newsom shaken up. And play is stopped. Looks like Ford is the other one down, holding the back of his head, but the concern turns to Newsom, who's on the ground. 2:40 remaining in the fourth.
There was a bit of an extension of the elbow. If you watch that play, extension of the elbow, pushing Ford backwards. He's off balance, so he's holding the back of his head.
You have all sorts of characters in the building tonight to watch this game. Costume night. Right now you worry about what's going on with Newsom. Back into our broadcast booth. Ryan Goff with Tim Black And it's good to see both those players get to their feet in what has been an outstanding performance by both these teams tonight.
Yeah, both these teams. This game could have easily slipped away from the Volcanoes early, being down 10 most of that first half. But they found a way to come back in with the help of Ford, who was a little hurt, but he's up on his feet right now. But this game is coming down to the wire, 90-90. Both teams fighting for a spot in the playoffs if you are the Capitals, and then securing kind of that bye, if you're the Volcanoes. So this is what you want. This is what I want, being able to call a basketball game.
Those playing games are so critical, too, because you look at a one-game situation instead of going to the 3-game series, and that's one thing. Vancouver, you have a chance to possibly host it. You don't have to be in one of those one-game situations. It's a significant advantage, but not surprised to see and glad to see that Newsom's up. And back in the game, though, Newsom's walking it out on the far sideline. So out of the game currently, it's Ford, Golder, Bowman back in with Pickett and Coleman. But kind of have to do what you have to do as long as you're not seriously hurt in a game like this with so much on the line.
Yeah, you mean a lot to your team. If you can play, you have to play. And a lot of these guys, especially at the end of the season, I'm sure they are battling a few injuries or some aches and some pains.
90-90. Make it 92-90. Flush jam, and who is it? None other than Ford.
What makes Ford so difficult is if he has a smaller guard or a smaller defender on him, he can back him down. He has that strength. If they're a little bit bigger, he can turn face up, get past for a flush.
Billinger on a 31-point night, fadeaway right baseline. It's off the mark. Vancouver takes a timeout. Now the official motions to his chest saying, my fault, inadvertent whistle. Inadvertent whistle. So they keep it here as Coach Hampton out to voice his displeasure or something with his team, one of the two.
Well, they called a timeout. Coach Johnson called a timeout, but he didn't have possession at that time. So Coach Hampton is like, no, that's us. We got to keep going. Let's keep going, because that actually stops what could be a rhythm of a transition. Could have been a scoring opportunity.
Great observation, Coach Johnson, the Salem Capitals head coach. Coach Hampton leading this Vancouver squad. Kick out Pickett for 3. Doesn't go. Golder, the tip in, no good either. One more try. Coleman gets it from the free throw line, 4-point margin.
Second chance points are killers. I spoke too soon early in the second half, but now the Volcanoes, they're in charge of the second chance points.
Lawrence, a patient bucket underneath. Minute 35 to go. Vancouver leads by 2. 5 second half lead changes. Vancouver trying to even the season series.
They're looking to get the ball to Ford in the paint. Not in that possession.
Opportunity didn't come to fruition. Pickett tries the long shot. Now Billinger, Capitals offense. High screen from Kelly. The roll's there. Kelly's there!
Kelly in his bag, setting good screens, getting himself open. That finish, outstretched arms, it's going to be hard to defend him.
Kai has 17. Near side, Pickett left alone for 3. No go. Golder offensive board. Coleman for 3. Swoops out, and Golder one more time. Brings in his 10th rebound of the game. Collision with 38 seconds left in a tie 94 all game.
Rebounds. They can end a possession for you if you're the defensive team, which is what Salem wanted to do, but they're getting beat badly on the offensive glass, and that has to change around.
94. Billinger picks up the foul, and Vancouver takes a timeout. Final 38 seconds of the fourth quarter. And the entire game is tied at 94 apiece. When Outstanding performance. The conclusion when we come back to Salem on TBL TV.
Today's Sideline Sports Medicine is provided by the Physical Therapy Project located in downtown Salem. The PT Project is designed with the athlete in mind. At our beautiful facility, you will receive exceptional, high-quality, individualized care from experienced providers. If you want a premier physical therapy and performance therapy experience, go where the pros go. Visit theptproject.net to learn more. That's theptproject.net. The Physical Therapy Project, the official physical therapy and sports medicine provider of the Salem Capitals. Mountain Coast Electric is a proud sponsor of the Salem Capitals and does residential and commercial electrical work throughout the Willamette Valley. If you have an electrical job, they will get it done. Visit them at mountaincoastelectric.com. Miller's Barbecue, a proud sponsor of the Salem Capitals. From casual breakfast to business luncheons, from light appetizers to dinners feeding 300 people, we do it all. We specialize in classic barbecue, smoked meats, and sides. We also offer appetizers, light desserts, coffee and tea service, seafood, and much more, as well as vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options. We provide custom quotes in a timely manner to help break down what to expect and offer tastings to see what you're looking for. Miller's Barbecue, the flavor is in the smoke. Visit them today at millersbbqcatering.com. Zach Stone is one of our MCs here at the arena. He is also the official.
The Capitals have a chance to win this game in a 94-94 game. Maybe they'll get the luck that they just saw from their owner, Jason Conrad, trying to get food for a year. Banks in the half-court backward shot.
Wow. You know how tough that is? Extremely tough. And that kid, he is, he's like Chick-fil-A, yes, even on Sunday when they're closed.
Coleman at the free throw line for Vancouver misses the first of two free throws to try to break the tie with 38 seconds left.
It's the Armory. It's that U shape. I'm telling you, that energy. It's right there on the floor right now. It's the toughest place to play in the TBL.
Makes that one a 1-point margin. Vancouver's outscored Salem 53-41 in the second half. And a timeout taken by the Capitals, down by one, 95-94. Coach Hampton at halftime told you, Tim, we got to reclaim the tone of this basketball game. We need to stay distraction-free. How well has Vancouver been able to execute that hope entering the second half?
I think they've done a good job in the second half. I will say they've done much, much better than the first half because they've clawed back. Now they're in the lead by one, 95-94. They have taken the tempo and the tone of this game fully into their hands, and it started by slowing that tempo down. They weren't trying to run up and down, getting it into their bigs, finding the matchups that they wanted, and they've answered the call.
Costume night into the stands. The owner continues to thank this community culture that he has built. Again, one of the best TBL venues in the entire league. Vancouver's key from our regular play-by-play broadcaster, Chris Johnson, was stopping Billinger and Whitfield tonight. Those two have combined for 52 points. It's been a big counter to what Vancouver's goal might have been.
Yeah, Billinger, he has had an amazing game. And this last 38 seconds, I expect to see the ball in Billinger's hands to end the ball game.
Even Jason's mom, hands to the air as the ball advances to front court with 38 seconds left. Salem has it down one. Whitfield, Billinger, screen from Kelly. Whitfield uses it. Start and stop, stripped but fouled. Looks like Pickett's third. So free throws coming up for Salem. Maduakor and Lawrence complete the lineup for the Capitals, Pickett, Caleb Coleman, Golder, Ford, and Rashawn Coleman out there. Whitfield has a chance to get 22 for him. He's an 86% free throw shooter this year with 33 seconds left. We're tied.
Cool as the underside of the pillow is Whitfield. He just has a way about him. You see him stepping up on the floor no matter. Like we said in the first half, he's missed 10 shots in a row. It doesn't matter. He'll step up to the free throw line and some of the bigger free throws of the season for this ball club. We'll see if he can knock down number 2.
Bowman's back in. Update on Carson Newsom. He has his shoe off, left foot elevated. Vancouver injury from a few moments ago. Game tied at 95. Second free throw, no good. 20 seconds to shoot, 27 to play in the fourth, and a foul up the far sideline. No fouls to give for either team. And Vancouver has a chance to regain the lead at the line.
You know, as a coach, fans, we look at it and we say that's a bad foul. No need to take it. I'd rather him take that foul than give them 2 easy points, because he's still going to have 25 seconds left to get the ball back and take the last shot.
Free throw is good. Vancouver leads 15-21 from the line. Caleb Coleman back in. That's the team total from the stripe. Sean Coleman, 2 of 3. DJ crowd prompt as Coleman shoots the second. 97-95. Vancouver's lead is 2. Play for the final shot, an option for the Capitals. Whitfield steers around.
Let's look for a high pick and roll, or either opening the floor, getting the ball in either Whitfield or AB's hands.
Back to AB3 for the lead. No good. Rebound Pickett, and fouled potentially before the final horn. Sounded like whistle, then horn. And the officials motioning the players to their benches. 97-95, AB3 came up just a bit off the mark.
The refs are discussing whether there is time left on the clock. When the foul was called, I believe there will be a second or 2, but I do not believe it's going to be enough time for the Capitals to get the ball up the floor and get a good look at a basket. It would be a long heave at best.
1.3 put on the clock. Free throws for Vancouver. There were big threes in this game tonight. Preston Whitfield hit one at the end of the third quarter, opened up this period with another big one. And Salem had moved the lead to 13 at one point in the second half, but Vancouver continued to hang around. And right now a 2-point lead. Tyshawn Pickett to the free throw line. (98-95). Vancouver on the verge of improving to 15-4 on the season. (99-95). The Capitals take the timeout. Vancouver will go into their home game with Seattle. Home game with Seattle tomorrow at 7 o'clock. A 15-4 mark. Coming into the weekend, Seattle was 15-7. So the only game played by Seattle earlier today wrapped up a 174-93 win over Emerald City. And the Superhawks have to get a win tomorrow to have any shot at that number 1 seed, but coming in at 15-7, that's a combined 22 games played. Vancouver's played 18. Its win percentage, that's the tiebreaker, so I suspect this game wraps things up for the number 1 seed for Vancouver, regardless of what happens tomorrow. Meanwhile, Salem got a little bit of help with Wenatchee defeating Great Falls tonight, 104-97. Those two will play again tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific start. Inbound, Hafford. Shot does not get released in time, and the game is over, 99-95. The Vancouver Volcanoes get a big, big win. 15-4 now on the year. Salem falls to 12-10. A 99-95 defeat. We invite you to be here tomorrow. Get your tickets, SalemCapitalsBasketball.com, as a 3 p.m. start. Salem hosting Emerald City. Try to close out the regular season on a positive note, and again, still may need some help officially to get into the postseason. A loss tonight for the Capitals. Not an ideal situation, certainly, but the Capitals still seem to be in good shape for a chance at another consecutive playoff berth. Jason Conrad and his team applauding the fans at the Salem Armory. You see a lot of the Cherry Blossoms and the Oregon Black Bears cheerleaders with some of the fans on the sideline. It was a great atmosphere for basketball tonight, a rivalry game, and everything that you want between two teams that know each other well. Kevin Johnson Jr. works his way to midcourt. Wants to talk to his team. Try to have a chance to talk to Elijah Ford from the Vancouver Volcanoes. Stellar performance for Ford, 25 points in this game. So we'll send it down to Coach first, and we'll talk to Elijah Ford for our player of the game in this one. But we send it right now down to Tim Black on the floor.
Hey, big win for you guys. You guys, like we talked about early in that first half, you were really worried about their composure and staying locked into the basketball game. How do you feel about that second half and coming out with this win tonight?
Hey, Salem, they always bring the Thunderdome energy, family. So we already know that this is our real rivalry. It doesn't matter what the records look like. This is the type of game that we expect to play every single time against you guys, because this is the type of culture that Kev has created. This is the type of culture that the team has nurtured through their chemistry. So I wanted them to come in with a mindset that was respectful, that we respect our opponent, but we'll also execute down the stretch regardless of whatever's going on in our environment.
Well, y'all turned it around because it looked a little dicey at times, being down 10, but your guys showed resolve. The three wasn't really going for you guys, and you started getting into the paint. What did you talk about with your team as far as like strategy-wise to get that ball in the paint?
We just talked about it. We talked about our leadership not being so obvious with our actions, just being able to trust each other. We put trust on the board and we said, hey, our actions are going to come through trust. Our execution is going to come through trust, and I was glad that our guys were able to exhibit that. It was a beautiful display of basketball, and I'm just thankful that we get to play Salem going into the playoffs, because it's nothing like this environment.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the win. Appreciate you. All right, Ryan, back to you.
Thanks, Tim. In the broadcast booth with Elijah Ford, you heard Coach talk about what he saw after the end of this game. Went into the first half with some feelings like you guys needed to set the tone and start eliminating distractions. How do you evaluate your second half?
Tough, on the first half, and really we just walked into the locker room knowing that we're in their atmosphere. We know that they're going to give us a lot of punches. It's just that, like he said, we just got to pull through. All the punches that they give us, all the calls that we feel as though that don't go our way, we just got to keep going, be resilient, for real.
25 points tonight. Describe your game and what worked so well for you.
Just picking my matchups, for real. If I feel as though that they got a guard that's my size but ain't my weight, I'm going to try to get into my mid-range. Most of the times they were showing flat screens, so I was going downhill off of high ball screens. Today, even though I went 1 for 3, but I needed that 3 to actually get them up on me. So really just taking whatever the defense gives to me.
It's a tough night for your team from range, but you get the job done. I'm asking you to spotlight one of your teammates in a moment, but first, just describe and talk about what it's been like to compete in the Pacific Northwest with Seattle this year, and obviously the test that Salem can give you. This top 3 has been really good all year long.
I honestly feel as though that we got the like if you look across the TBL, we got the most teams that's like very equal in our conference. Like you don't see a lot of teams across the TBL that you got 2 teams tied in 4th and then 2 teams tied in 3rd. Like, so it's a battle every weekend. So we just got to keep coming out here and fighting.
Let's close out with this. Who do you want to spotlight, a teammate of yours tonight?
I'm going to get my guy Caleb Coleman. He was out for, I say, 3 to 4 weeks with an ankle injury. Came back. He gave his energy. It ain't always about the stat line. He came in, gave us that energy that we needed off the bench, and that gave us that push. So shout out to Caleb.
How's the back of your head?
It's ringing. I got hit harder.
All right. Well, best of luck to you. Best of recovery to Carson, too. Elijah Ford, congratulations. 15-4. Still in the driver's seat.
Thank you.
All right. That wraps things up from Salem Armory tonight. A huge blast to have a chance to bring you this game. Can't wait for Chris to get back after the cruise vacation. But we'll be back with you on Sunday, 3 o'clock, for the final game of the regular season for Salem and Emerald City. That game tips off at 3 o'clock. Tim Black back at the broadcast booth. Closing thoughts on this Salem-Vancouver game tonight. Volcanoes victorious by 4.
Yeah, it was a playoff-style atmosphere. Honestly, came down to the final possession, which is what you want. And, I mean, you saw Vancouver, just their resolve, because they could have thrown in the towel early, down 10 most of the game. It just didn't seem like it went their way. But their resolve, they came up big for their team and the Capitals. Now they have 2 opportunities left. How will they respond? And that's the tale that we'll see.
Final score again, Vancouver Volcanoes 99, Salem Capitals 95. Our camera operators tonight, Alicia and Bob. Bobby P., our executive producer. Big thanks to you for joining us as well. On the broadcast for Tim Black, I'm Ryan Goff. Thanks for having fun with us tonight. We'll see you again on Sunday for more Capitals basketball on TBL TV.
Good evening and